How's it going, guys? This is Techwear Tactical. I'm back with something I don't think I've done before, which is a packaging of my range bag and what I take with me. I did videos on both this bag and my Orca Tactical bag, which was my old one. That one was recommended to me by Johnny B. I'm just moving on to something a little bit bigger and, in my mind, a little bit better. There's definitely gives and takes between both the bags. Go ahead and look back in the channel, or if not, I can see if I can figure out how to list it down below in my channel. I'm still not fantastic at this. I'm just trying my best here. So this is the GPS range bag. It's done a whole video. Anything that I pull from the right side of the screen is going to be coming from my old range bag, and anything from the left is going to be stuff I'm putting in here brand new, and it will probably be different depending on what I'm taking to the range. And let's just see where this goes. First off, and I've harped on about this in the original video, you can go back and see it. I don't know why they made these removable, but the outside ones are not removable. Now, I understand why the outside ones aren't removable, because as soon as you scratch it up against something, it'll tear them off. But is anyone's ear pro that big and their eyes that small? I don't understand the mentality behind it. Just make it like one for ear protection, one for eye protection, and then an extra bonus one with no patch on it. It'll probably also save you some time and effort. But I digress. That's all covered in the previous video, and I go through every single pouch on here in detail. So for now, let's just see about packing this thing up. One thing I was really curious about is, can it fit an entire pistol case? This is a Glock 19X pistol case. It's actually in there. I'm going to put it in backwards because it's got all the information on the top, and I don't want you guys to see that. I like you, but I don't like you that much. So yes, it can fit an entire pistol case, everything in it, no problem. And given the size, if you really try, you can probably put like another 2 in here. So that's 3 you can take off the bat, including the entire box. That I like, because I don't buy a lot of new pews. I just never really have. A, they cost a lot more, and B, I don't have a lot to pay for them. So that's just kind of always how I roll. Plus, I like older stuff because it's really cool to see, what was good back then, what's really affordable now, and moving on from there. Speaking of moving on from there, let's see about what we can get from over here. This is just a really basic set of Milwaukee gloves. My eyes are also Milwaukee. I just like them because they're a lot more, at least to me, durable than some of the actual eyewear that's meant to go to a range. If it can stop a nail from cutting out of a nail gun into your eye, I trust it. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be ballistic rated, but you know what? I'm not sure that most of the stuff that would go to a range is ballistic rated anyway for your eyes. So, first off, a couple pairs of earplugs. I don't actually use these on the range, but it's always good to have them around just in case of emergency. Now the gloves can go, they can go in the little pouch down here. Sure, why not? I don't have anything down there yet aside from those. That'll probably be where all my mags and stuff go, in the front pocket. And one thing you'll notice on here, and again, I talked about this in the original one, there is not a lot of hook and loop on here, and I'm actually okay with that. Go ahead and look at that video if you're curious as to why. So, for eye protection, we can open up that pouch. And while we're over here, the Eye Pro, which is also just really basic, right out of a Home Depot Milwaukee set of safety glasses. It's just what I prefer. It's a little bit of a snug fit, but you know what? That's fine. So what do we put with this little pocket? Well, I have this random little made in China multi-tool. Does that fit? Close enough for government work. Sure, why not? Next, a couple extra boxes of bullets. You always need those. Those are for the 380 that I'm going to be testing this weekend. How about a couple kilos of 9mm? This actually might be cheaper than some street... You know what? Never mind. We'll put that in there too. So that is working out just fine. How about Ear Pro? I actually have not done an individual video on these, but these are Sound Soldiers, and I really got them because they come in my favorite camo pattern, which is Cryptek Typhoon, because I have to be tactical, and I have to make sure that all my stuff matches, otherwise I don't get the fanboy points on Instagram. I'm also... am I on Instagram? I don't know if I actually made an Instagram for the channel. I might have to work on that. So that can fit all that. I also have a couple of other pews that I'm going to be taking with me that don't have boxes. I'm probably going to end up putting those on either side. The pouch here for binoculars is, and I cannot believe this, not covered in any sort of felt material. Which, if you're going to put it anywhere, like, I don't know, inside of the case for your earplugs, I don't know why you wouldn't put it in the side where most people are going to be putting their scopes and spotters and binoculars, considering those things are horrendously expensive in most cases. I don't know why they went about that, but you know what? That's how they did it, and that's how we're going to go with it. So this is actually what is supposed to be for your ears. I'm not going to put my ears in there because I'm actually going to carry a pew in each one of these to see how well it really holds up and protects whatever goes in there. Am I worried about it scratching anything? Not incredibly. Like I said, I buy mostly used pews, but again, if you do get one that's nice and it doesn't have a box for whatever reason, you want to make sure you can put it in this and it not be scratched to heck by the time you get to the range. You know, it's not a very difficult thing to ask for. So that's really basic. It fits just fine. I like how it can fit the entire thing. It's a little bulgy, a little bit. It's kind of like a tactical cube, and I don't mind that, like, at all. Now, this does come off, so we'll take that off. And we will move to the back, because this is where your targets will be going. And over here, I happen to have some targets. I actually also did... this was one of my first shorts, actually, was on these targets. If you want, you can go back there and look it up. I believe these are still on Amazon, and I believe they're still a great price. So you just roll them up into a tube, and it should hold them in place for you. One nitpick that I have is if you roll it up too tight or there's too many in there and you might have too much weight in here, it can crush them. That is a critique that I have, but I understand again why they did that, because if you put it on the outside, it's going to be extremely hard to access your zippers, and also someone could just come along and accidentally knock them out, and if it's a windy day, they're blowing all over the place. So I kind of get it. Not that much of a problem for me. Now I'm going to replace the brand patch on there with just a simple black and white American flag. It's simple enough. It comes with Velcro handles, and it also comes with a carrying strap that is just off screen. There we go. I do like how this actually has not only grip material in the middle, but also the soft sort of felt material, so that if you do wear like a tank top for whatever reason in the range, you're not going to get all chafed up by a bunch of nylon. Do I find that necessary? Not incredibly, but you know what? It's something that is. There we go. It does also have really good stitching, and I like that. There's nothing really to put in here. There's no opening, which again I don't mind because it just keeps it more rigid. And it's also got that extremely overdone stitching, which again I like. Quality stitching is a thing for me. And this just attaches to either point on each side, and you're